Hello everyone, my name is Sienna Utt and welcome to my training on functional analysis. So we're going to start with a short overview of functional analysis. This was a procedure that we use to determine the function of a behavior, usually one that we are working to decrease through our intervention. It was established by Iwata, Dorsey, Slipher, Bauman, and Richman in 1994, and it is very much a foundational intervention used in ABA. It is typically comprised of 4 conditions in which the behavior will be observed and compared via visual analysis. These conditions are play, or the control condition, alone, attention, and escape. For the purposes of this training, we will also be adding the tangible condition. However, please note this condition is not always included in a functional analysis procedure. Each test condition has a motivating operation and a source of reinforcement. So the way that this would work is that behavior will be observed and then graphed and compared via visual analysis. This will allow us to be able to see which condition has the highest rates of problem behavior. That way we can hopefully treat it in the most efficient way possible. Okay, so firstly, we have our play or our control condition. In this condition, target behavior is expected to be low because there are no demands placed on the client and reinforcement is freely accessible. Preferred activities are available, attention is provided, and this would lay the foundation for the motivating operation. Problem behavior is ignored unless unsafe to client or others. This condition allows us as clinicians to observe the behavior in the most natural environment and be able to have a control to compare the results of other conditions to. Next, we have our attention condition. The motivating operation in this condition would be attention being withheld from the client. If the client does engage in problem behavior, the clinician will then give them attention. This can be in the form of reprimands such as, please stop, don't do that, or observable reactions such as a raised voice, looking at the client, anything that would be giving attention to this individual. If there are elevated amounts of problem behavior during this condition, it can be assumed that the behavior is maintained by social attention, which is a form of positive reinforcement. Then there's the escape condition. The motivating operation here would be task demands being continuously delivered to the individual. If the client does engage in problem behavior, the clinician will remove these demands and allow them a break from engaging in any task. So no prompts will be given, no demands will be placed at all. If there are higher rates of problem behavior during this condition, it suggests that the behavior is maintained by escaping or avoiding aversive demands, another form of negative reinforcement. Now we have our alone condition. In this condition, the client is alone and doesn't have access to any environmental stimulation, such as people or toys. This would be the motivating operation or the antecedent condition that would kind of prompt this behavior. This is different from the control condition in the fact that there is no access to any preferred items. Problem behavior is ignored unless unsafe, just like in the control condition. If there are elevated rates of problem behavior in this condition, it is suggested that the behavior is maintained by automatic negative reinforcement, such as stimming or self-injury. And lastly, we have the tangible condition. In this condition, the motivating operation would be originally having access to a preferred tangible, which is then taken away from the client. If the client engages in problem behavior, the preferred activity or toy is given back to the individual. So this could look like in session, a client having 1 minute unrestricted access to a toy, and after that, the clinician would be like, my turn, and they would remove the toy from that client. If the client then engages in problem behavior, such as yelling or aggression, the toy is immediately given back to the client. If there are elevated amounts of problem behavior in this condition, we can assume that behavior is maintained by access to tangibles, which is a form of positive reinforcement. Thank you for listening to my presentation today on functional analysis, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.